Potential big news for Tennessee football. Joey Aguilar has come out. I'm going to discuss here in a minute. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe. This is Frank House of Orange TV. A lot of sweat and a lot of commenting. A lot of things went into Tennessee in their portal process in terms of quarterbacks. We know they went hard after Sam Levitt. We know there was interest in Brendan Sorsby. Of course, they went to LSU and Texas Tech respectively. Tennessee ends up with Ryan Staub from Colorado. So we're led to believe three-way battle. George McIntyre, Faison Brendan, Ryan Staub coming in. But you got to wonder this whole time, though. There has been the unknown with Joey Aguilar. And I feel like everything up to this point has really not favored him and how it's gone. But you start getting into some of these rulings recently. Betty Ako. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, from Alabama. Coming back, getting eligibility, played against Tennessee, in which Tennessee beat, by the way. Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss, is doing the same thing. I'm not sure on that one. If he's gotten his eligibility yet or not. It seems like it's looking good in that case anyway with it. But the common thing they both did is they filed in local courts. Well, Joey Aguilar was, of course, in on this Diego Pavia case, which listed numerous people. There didn't appear to be any end in sight on it. And based on what I've read, too, is Pavia was not necessarily pursuing another year eligibility, but he was, kind of at the forefront of the case. Well, come out this week, Joey Aguilar had removed himself. What had he gotten? The dismissal from the case. He has turned around. He has hired attorney Cam Norris, who's been known. He has beaten the NCAA. He did represent Donald Trump before Trump was reelected. And now they've refiled. It will go to a case in Knoxville court. And the judge is Chris Hegarty. And to know a little bit about him, said he's the chancellor for the 3rd Division of the Knox County Chancery Court. He's held the role since 2021. He received his bachelor's degree in history and his Juris Doctor from, you guessed it, the University of Tennessee. And there have been photos surface that shows him wearing that Tennessee hat. So Joey Aguilar, Cam Norris, or Cameron Norris, whichever, I've seen it referred both on it. But Tennessee getting Joey Aguilar back for one more year. And what does this mean? Number one, with anything with the NCAA, and obviously this is out of the NCAA's hands, I don't know at what point, though, they're going to start countering these lawsuits. It seems like they're just powerless on it. It seems like the players are going to the courts, they're going local route, and they're winning these cases, and NCAA is really not doing much about it. Tennessee's done it already when the NCAA was trying to go after them again a couple years ago, and they battled back on that. This is significant, though, and I think you got to like Tennessee's chances and Joey Aguilar's chances in this case. He did hire an attorney that can battle, obviously, and getting a UT grad in Knoxville, I got to like the chances on that one pretty well. I'm not saying there's any shadiness or anything like that going, but based on how these other trials have gone, based on these other filings, I think Joey Aguilar is doing the right thing on it. I think he's doing the smart thing. And it has been said in this lawsuit. I've seen this posted numerous places, so I don't know who to give the original credit. I've read what we know of VolQuest.com. Pete Nakos of On3 posted what he knew about it as well. But we know a couple things on it. Again, getting back to the basics of the trial, he's represented by Cam Norris, who has defeated the NCAA before. The suit was filed in Knox County on Friday. Chris Hegarty, UT grad, will be the judge on the case. Apparently, Tennessee and Joey Aguilar had the conversations prior to the end of last season. Joey Aguilar went with all the right answers. He said, he was non-committal. He didn't say what it was. But, Joey Aguilar, again, he had a good season. I don't think he finished with a flourish, but by any means. But he overall had a good season, especially you factor everything in that went into that season. With Nico hitting the road last day of spring practice. Aguilar was at UCF, basically de facto trade. is what it ended up, and Tennessee won that one by a mile. Aguilar comes to Knoxville, spends the time. They got him ready. Really good start to the season. Again, how much of it was, with the cancer he had in his arm? Because that's going to be a thing now, which I'll talk about in a minute. But how much did that affect him down the stretch also? But, Tennessee just in general didn't play good football down the stretch. They won the games they should and didn't win the games that were toss-ups, the bottom line. But anyhow, here's what you get back in the event that he wins. That totally changes the trajectory of this team with it. And, even if he wins that suit, the thing to keep in mind, I've seen people saying, well, who hits the portal? They're not going to hit the portal because there's not another portal window. The next portal window is not till after next season. So these guys are in Tennessee. They'll have 4 quarterbacks in the room, and they'll have some really solid depth in there as well. But you look at everything that's returning on offense. You give Joey Aguilar. Now, it is said I've seen it per numerous VolQuest.com mods that he is in the complex rehabbing from his injury now, or from his surgery. I wouldn't say injury. It was cancer that he had. He is rehabbing from that. So then, would he be ready for spring practice? It was announced today they will have the orange and white game on Saturday, April 11th. So that would put – I've not seen the official start time. I would imagine it's probably just a little over the month when spring practice will start. Normally they run around a month at that point. So you're probably thinking middle of March, early to middle of March at the latest that it starts, ends on April 11th then. But what we're looking at too is, will he even be ready by that point to go through spring practice? And it is said as well, I don't think he's enrolled in classes now, but there is a second part of the spring semester, which starts right around when spring practice is. He could be enrolled and ready to go by then. But you get that back with what you're returning all around at each position. You're returning really your main guys at every position. Running back, you got Deshaun Bishop back. You've added the running back from Tulane to go along with DeJuan Morris and Justin Baker. At wide receiver, you did lose Chris Brazel at draft. Amari Jefferson hit the portal, which didn't play anyway. Everybody else is back with another year of familiarity in that system. And then you add these freshmen, Tristan Keys, Tyreek King, which Tristan Keys was named in the final 247 rankings, the number 1 wide receiver for this cycle on it. Your offensive line, you did lose Lance Hurd, who hit the portal, went to Kentucky. But with what you have coming back, plus they added through the portal, I think Tennessee's going to be fine there. It shifts David Sanders over to left tackle. You'll have Wendell Moy Jr. back, Sam Pendleton back, Jesse Perry, Sham Umaroff. All 5 of those guys started multiple games this year. And then you added Ori Williams. You added you added a couple more guys. I know West Virginia dude was one of them as well. There's depth, and then do some of the young guys from last year, do they take that next step where they can contribute depth-wise or even push for some spots? That really makes that – I think that amps up Tennessee and where they're at. Now there's going to be, how does the Jim Knowles system work? How does the defense get implemented? How do they adjust? But you look at what they addressed in the portal, and there's still going to be questions, I think, on the defensive line, but they went out, added a lot in the secondary. They amped up that secondary in a big way. And with the linebackers coming back, getting Arion Carter back, getting Amari Campbell from Penn State, plus some of the young dudes coming back, I think this defense, if they pick the system up, if Jim Knowles and company might need to simplify it out of the gates. If they can do that, this might be a pretty dang good team next year, guys. And, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's still the Aguilar case. I think you've got to like the probability of him winning that case now. And that's big news for Tennessee. That's big news for this team. And, I don't think you can ask for much better news than that, to be honest with you. I was excited to see what competition will look like with McIntyre, Brandon, and Staub. But ideally, and we said it from the get-go, a lot of us, yes, I wanted Sam Levitt. I really wanted, but that was in the event knowing Joey Aguilar wasn't coming back, and it didn't look promising based on how that court case was going, and there was no urgency in it. The fact that he shifted gears and went this route, I think the confidence in that's got to go up a whole lot in that regard. But we'll see when it is. We'll see how it all goes down. And you know, something that's mentioned too, it was said in the case that Tennessee did hold a roster spot for him and would pay him approximately $2 million next year. He was getting about $1 million for the 2025 season. So he doubles his money. And, you know, based on the reports on what Tennessee was going to pay Sam Levitt, Tennessee saved anywhere from $3 to $5 million, depending on ever how much it was on that. We'll see. We'll let it play out. I think this is the win-win scenario if you're Tennessee football. And I think it totally changes the expectations for next year as well. I think you start to put a little bit of expectations on this team with Joey Aguilar if it works out that he's coming back. But this is Frank. This is the House of Orange. You guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you when I see you.